Okay, well, hello. I've chosen Title 9 and sex discrimination to talk to you about today. In the box over here, you can see a lot of the words here that apply to this law as far as creating, increasing, and protecting the job markets, equal opportunity, fairness, prejudice. Lots of words there that are very important in the workplace and in education for teachers and students alike. So let's move on to the first slide. Here's a few images here that show what this law is supposed to do. Underline discrimination, outlaw discrimination, bring about a gender balance between men and women there in the bottom left-hand corner. Top left-hand corner, you'll see a little image of a glass ceiling, and that's what we're trying to remove for girls in education especially, and women in society in general. Title 9, coincidentally, is named such because there's 9 main points, but first let's go to the historical and current perspective of it. So it's essentially the US Department of Education's Office of Civil Rights enforces, among other statutes, Title 9 of the Education Amendments of 1972. Title 9 protects people from discrimination based on sex in education programs or activities that receive federal assistance. Title 9 states that no person in the United States shall, on the basis of sex, be excluded from participation or denied the benefits of any educational programs receiving federal assistance. Various amendments have been added, and in the Obama years it was extended to include discrimination against sexuality, amongst other things. A hot topic right now in schools across the nations in relation to same-sex bathroom access. So over the years it has evolved, particularly in the Bush years, but also in the Obama years, and now it's, as I said, a pretty hot topic with Ms. DeVos and Mr. Trump in regards to access to same-sex bathrooms. So the current scope of it is it applies to all institutions that receive federal assistance, and that is around 16,000 schools, local schools, 7,000 post-secondary institutions, as well as charter schools, for-profit schools, libraries, and museums, so a large scope. Let's drill down a bit more into what it is. Title IX protects all people regardless of sex. All schools now must have a Title IX coordinator. Schools must have an established procedure for handling sexual misconduct. In cases of sexual violence, schools are prohibited from resolving complaints through mediation, and the cost necessary for a victim to pursue his or her education, such as counselling or housing, must be provided by the school. If your school fails to provide or comply by these rules, you can file a complaint with the US Education Department. Schools must take immediate action to ensure victims can continue their education. They may not retaliate against a victim for filing a complaint, and schools are required to protect pregnant and parenting students from discrimination. I can go much more into each of these, but I think I'm going to run out of time. So let's just see if you want to hear that again from somebody else.
Things to know about Title IX in 89 seconds.
1. Title IX is a landmark federal civil rights law that prohibits sex discrimination in education. Title IX is not just about sports. It also addresses sexual harassment, gender-based discrimination, and sexual violence.
2. Title IX does not apply to female students only. Male and gender nonconforming students are protected too.
3. Schools must be proactive in ensuring that your campus is free of sex discrimination. They can't just wait for something to go wrong.
4. Schools must have an established procedure for handling complaints of sex discrimination, harassment, and violence.
5. Schools must take immediate action to ensure that a survivor can continue his or her education safely.
6. Schools may not retaliate or let someone else retaliate against a victim filing a complaint.
7. Schools can issue a no-contact directive to prevent the accused student from interacting with you, kind of like a restraining order from your school.
8. In cases of sexual violence, schools are prohibited from encouraging or allowing informal mediation of the complaint rather than a formal hearing.
9. Schools cannot discourage you from your continuing education since you have a right to education under Title IX.
You have a right to remain on campus and have every educational program and opportunity available to you.
If your rights aren't being respected, you have options. Visit knowyour9.org and check us out on Facebook and Twitter.
Good. So, to wrap up, I'll also mention that it has a major effect on girls in education. Access to higher education, career education, protecting the pregnant, and fighting sexual harassment are just a few. One of the questions, though, that came up is, should Title IX be federally funded single-sex schools? Now, at first, it refused to fund single-sex schools, and then around the Bush period, that was relaxed. So it's quite a debate around that right now. You know, should it actually fund single-sex schools? Do you think they should be allowed? Will it lead to a dual-tiered educational system? Do boys and girls learn better separate? Should they be allowed to be federally funded? Is that a good thing? Let's see what my kids think.
They think about single-sex schools.
We used to sit on the sidelines.
Whoops.
We used to only be
You can stop, and you can start. Excuse me. There we go.
Well, hi. So here we have some of my kids telling you what they think about single-sex schools and what their preference is.
Do you have any classes that you share with girls in your school?
Yeah.
Co-ed classes?
Yeah.
Which ones are they?
Well, co-ed, just mixtures of co-ed. Like, sometimes we go out and sometimes we stay.
Just once a week or more often?
Once a week.
Okay. Would you like being in a boys' school or would you like being in a mixed school?
I like being at a boys' school.
Why would you? And would you like to go to a school that was boys and girls mixed or just boys?
Just boys.
Just boys? Okay. And do you think girls should be allowed to go to school with boys?
Yeah.
Yeah? That'd be cool. Do you need to pee?
Yeah.
You're doing the pee dance. Why don't you go and pee? Go on. Bernie. Okay, so what are your two favourite things about school?
I have nice teachers and the subjects. PE, math, and yeah.
Do you ever have any co-ed classes?
Yeah.
Cool. What are they like?
They're like arcade games, like building arcade games.
Do you sit next to girls and learn with? It's just girls all the time. Would you like to have some classes where you share with boys? Or would you like to have just classes with girls?
I don't really care.
You don't care. That's cool. Have you ever been in a classroom with a boy? With boys?
Yes.
And what kind of things did you learn?
It was in preschool.
It was in preschool, so you've been to schools where it's boys and girls, and you've been to schools where it's just girls. What do you